We're going straight to the big story.
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden has completed her short visit to West Virginia, her first since her husband, President Joe Biden, took office.
Dr. Biden arrived at Yeager Airport this afternoon with Senator Joe Manchin and actress and Charleston native Jennifer Garner.
And we do have team coverage tonight. Reporter Erin Noon, she's at Yeager Airport, where the First Lady departed from about 2 hours ago. But first, we begin with Mariah Davis at Capitol High School, where Dr. Biden spoke this afternoon. Mariah, good evening.
Dr. Biden was here at Capitol High School observing a vaccination clinic. She said she chose to come to West Virginia because how the state has stepped up during the pandemic. Now, when the First Lady, actress Jennifer Garner, and Senator Manchin arrived at the school, they were greeted by the school's ROTC and the principal, Larry Bailey. They then interacted with students while they were getting vaccinated and in the waiting area after they got their shots. Afterwards, they all addressed the media, where they encouraged more people to get vaccinated and gave praise to the Mountain State for all its hard work.
And it's because this state has worked so hard to step up and get as many people vaccinated as possible. Because when there's something that you can do to help people in your life, to give back to your community, you don't hesitate.
Actress Jennifer Garner says she is getting 2 of her 3 children vaccinated next Tuesday to help end the pandemic. And Dr. Joe Biden was very happy to announce the new CDC's guidelines stating that fully vaccinated people can now take their masks off indoors and outdoors. And after she left Capitol High School, she returned to Yeager Airport, and that's where we can find 13 News reporter Erin Noon that continues our team coverage. Erin?
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden had a quick trip to the capital city. She left just about 2 hours ago. When she arrived with Senator Joe Manchin and his wife Gayle and was greeted by Charleston native actress Jennifer Garner. She was also greeted by Brigadier General William Crane, who says everyone came together to make today happen.
She's very open to conversation and talked to a lot of folks about, West Virginia and what's going on in West Virginia, and having the First Lady of West Virginia, Kathy Justice, here to greet her as well is just great to have all the folks come together to welcome her to what I consider the best state in the United States.
After the First Lady was finished speaking at Capitol High School, she met with members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families. And you can hear more from those family members tonight on 13 News at 11 and a full wrap-up of the First Lady's visit. At Yeager Airport in Charleston, Erin Noon, 13 News, working for you. Back to Robin Merrily in the studio.
All right, Erin, thanks so much. High-level visits like today can put a big spotlight on the communities where they take place.
And sometimes they can focus on problems and lead to solutions. 13 News Chief Political Reporter Mark Curtis continues our team coverage.
The visit of any First Lady or President can certainly have a political and policy advantage to a state. The fact that First Lady Jill Biden and Charleston-born actress Jennifer Garner watched West Virginia teenagers get their COVID-19 vaccinations is a powerful image that can be communicated to the president. Even Republican leaders say that's valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think any help we get at, the children of West Virginia and the health care of West Virginia is a nonpartisan issue. I've said that from the very beginning and still believe that, and I think that's great that they're coming.
A case in point was former First Lady Melania Trump's visit to Lily's place in Huntington a few years ago. It brought national attention to the problem of babies going through withdrawal after being born to substance users. When President Trump signed the multi-billion-dollar opioid bill into law, it included millions of dollars to treat babies with neonatal abstinence syndrome. The point is, First Ladies are often influential presidential advisors. And yes, Dr. Biden will likely see road problems here at a time when the president is backing a $1 trillion infrastructure bill.
I think she will see potholes if she's on any of our roads. So yeah, I think infrastructure is really needed, and I think that really includes the care economy as well. I know the First Lady and Jennifer Garner care a lot about children, and making care part of the infrastructure package is vital.
Since First Lady Biden is a full-time professor, seeing a high school up close could also help shape education policy. Even though the First Lady was only here for a few hours, it shows that she, and by extension the President, are interested in what's going on in West Virginia and what the state needs. At the state capitol in Charleston, I'm Mark Curtis, 13 News, working for you.
Several members of the state legislature were on hand for the First Lady's visit, and West Virginia First Lady Kathy Justice was among those greeting Biden at Yeager Airport.